Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow is my name. I like my audiences, so every time when chances allow, I pack some information, throw into it, and discuss with it, with my audiences, with my guests. Today, with my wonderful friend, Mr. Mark Liu. He is the founder and the CEO of RQF Foundation.
Yes, the Righteous Quest Foundation.
That is the Righteous Quest Foundation.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a big subject.
That is.
Yeah, all right. I wish that everything is rightified. Okay.
Hope so.
Okay, now, as a matter of fact, we're not talking about his foundation. I invited him just as a regular friend of mine to express the average concern of us Americans over the new presidency. And in some cases, I myself and lots of my friends feel that it sounds like a rehearsal.
But
actually,
not.
starting January 22nd, it is a real show. The real show started.
Yep.
And what's more, the show started for only 3 weeks.
Only 3 weeks.
Not even a month yet. So now that I have the impression of we're doing a rehearsal, something might be there, might be wrong. If not wrong, something new that we are not realizing.
Oh, well, the first thing is we have to be sure about one thing, that who Donald Trump really is. We consider
our President of the United States.
We consider him as a political leader, the leader of our nation. But actually, look at his character. He is a typical businessman. He is not a statesman, and let alone politician. He's just a businessman. So when we deal with him, watch what he did. According to my perspective, he took United States as an enterprise. It's just a business. He wants to make profit, to make America great again. So he's doing the branding about how to make America, United States, to be great again. And also to make profit. So he doesn't care about ideologies. Oh, we should have the righteous. We should follow some certain humanity step. We should worship our great leader like Abraham Lincoln. Like Obama often said, when he got some obstacles or setbacks, he would try to see what Abraham Lincoln will handle that case, handle that matter.
Okay, if I were him.
Yeah, but not our new president, or say the late president, the current one, Donald Trump. He considered it's just a business. So you see, before even the inaugural, he met with Ma Yun, an entrepreneur, a businessman. Other politicians would never do that. But he would like to deal with business people to see if there could be a chance to make some profit.
Okay, let's do one by one, Mark. Mark Liu is a wonderful friend of mine, and I really respect him for his beautiful set of mind. And he's now engaged himself in the RQF Foundation. RQF is a foundation, a bunch of intellectuals together pushing for what is right for humanitarianism.
Yes.
Okay, put it that way. Humanitarianism.
Yes.
The whole thing. Right? Well, right now we are talking about the new president, brand new president, whose activity after 3 weeks of performance leaves people an impression of doing rehearsal. Mark's comment was that he, matter of fact, is no politician, a businessman.
Just a businessman.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do businessmen always act like what he does?
basically,
My boss is a businessman.
yes.
And he doesn't do things like that. My brother is a businessman. He doesn't do things like that. And I see lots of businessmen who are profound in thinking and who are stable and emotionally stable, I mean. Okay, now, so do we still call him a businessman or somebody that has a lot of characters happen to be doing business?
Well, I would tell, like, I always tell the difference in between entrepreneur and a businessman. The people you mentioned, even about the CEO of this TV broadcasting group, is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur doing business with an idea or with a certain purpose, a goal. He wants to achieve something. But businessman is only looking for profit or benefit.
All right,
So,
start to make some sense, yes.
So Donald Trump is a businessman. I'd rather not call him an entrepreneur. He just wants to see where he could sense the benefit. If open a casino could make money, he would do so. So you know the Atlanta city is a casino of his Trump and others. So he doesn't care what business he's going to engage in, as long as it makes profit. So if he got some obstacles or setbacks or failed in some way, he declared bankruptcy.
Well, I agree, he's a businessman and he is also an entrepreneur. You look at the Trump Tower, you look at the Trump University, you look at the Trump, whatever, their foundations, and you look at all these, here's the land developing business, which is major, right? He does sound like a business entrepreneur to me. So?
Well, I would say entrepreneur is someone at least with a sort of principle. Something certainly he is not going to do it. But when he thought bankruptcy, though it's a bad reputation, but it's good for him. He could stop losing the blood.
He's bankrupted for several times.
Quite a few times.
Right, quite a few times.
Other entrepreneurs, they'll
and
do
he's
their
been
best.
sued for quite a few times.
Yes.
And he's suing others for quite a few times, altogether 3,000 times already. And last time, my friend, Alan Diamante, attorney at law, he pointed out with all those numbers, right? A busy businessman, entrepreneur, that has some characters. How about that for the determination, for a definition?
Okay, the definitions. At least in my mind, in my perspective, entrepreneur don't do certain things as Donald Trump would do. He divorce and get a beautiful wife, again divorce, another beautiful wife. That's okay, that's the human being. But when he consider bankruptcy is good for his business, so he doesn't have to pay all those creditors. He doesn't have to pay all those debts. Chapter 7, Chapter 11, it protects him of his financial chain. Then he will claim bankruptcy. And then other people lose the money. They don't get even a penny because he already got protection by Chapter 7 or Chapter 11, the bankruptcy law. And then he could start all over again. That's a typical merchant or businessman.
Very good, very good. That's a very good comment. But the thing is that we, the people, have our problems. Our biggest problem is that on one hand, we do understand that we have a constitution to go by.
Yes.
Right? Under the Constitution, when he's elected, the president, when he's sworn in, he is the president, you have to unconditionally support him. Right? That is, of course, not a problem, not even a question. But the thing is that on the other hand, you see what he does, at least for the past 3 weeks, in my mind, it looks like a rehearsal. That's why I named that as the title of the show. On the screen, my audience will see it's not a rehearsal. It's the real McCoy. Right?
So
the real stuff here.
You could never imagine one American president start to build a wall, you know, the in between United States and
we'll
Mexico.
talk about the wall thing later. Just now you mentioned Ma Yun, Jack Ma of China, right? Of Alibaba. Am I right? Okay, now when he talks about creating jobs, right? And right at that very moment, he met with Jack Ma. Is Jack Ma related with anything of job creating?
Surely.
Right? Job creating means the activity you're doing help with the human productivity. Right? In other words, you got to produce something. You got to make a pen, make a ring, make an eyeglasses or whatever. You make merchandise, you make products. What products does Maureen do? What products do Alibaba do?
Well, Jack Ma got one suggestion, or maybe say advice to Donald Trump, that Alibaba is one of the most efficient distribution channel. If he could help to let the Middle West American farmers and the producers, all the other manufacturers, go through his distribution channel to make the merchandise can be sold to every corner in China, or even every corner that Alibaba could access to. Europe,
Exactly.
Africa.
I do agree, Mark. I do agree. Let me argue a little bit here, right?
Okay.
When you start your first move after you're taking office, your action sounds to be more a symbol rather than a practical action. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Right? Right. So what I meant is that when he, on one hand, declared his policy of creating jobs, jobs, and on the other hand, the meeting with Ma Yun doesn't deliver any information or any message of job creating, but the cash flow, right? All right, but cash flow. So that is wrong direction. I don't think Ma Yun produces anything. Jack Ma produces anything. And on the other hand, where Jack Ma pushes with his Alibaba, right, goes exactly against the job creation, because a lot of people in between gets fired. Or lots of shops, front stores, department stores even, got collapsed because they are no longer there,
took
right?
over their
So
business.
what Maureen pushes is to get the middleman out, right? Okay. Which is the part of the whole societal structure. Get them out, and then let me deal with the end user myself. There is nothing wrong with that, because I'm not a politician, neither am I an economist. What I'm talking about, the direction he's pushing gets rid of middleman, make A point A to point B. There's no A1, A2, A3, A4, or whatever. Versus that as a background, you talk about Trump's slogan of job creation. It is, they're in conflicts.
Well, Jack Ma said in another way, yes, what he did in China is just like what you mentioned, get rid of those middlemen. But he said he could help the United States, the small business, small or medium business. They couldn't afford to promote to overseas market. But Jack Ma could help those American small and medium business to access to the Alibaba distribution channel, could sell more to China. If those small and businessmen could grow, they could hire more person. That's why Jack Ma said, I can help you to create new jobs.
All right. Okay, my friend, today I am talking about our country versus President Donald Trump with my good friend, Mark Liu. Mark Liu is founder and CEO of RQF Foundation, and I respect him a lot for his set of beautiful mind. We take a very short moment now. When we come back, we will still meander with the fact of Trump's slogan versus Alibaba. All right, so stay with us. Hello, my dear folks. Welcome back to the show. Jack Chow hosting the East-West show. From East to West, we want to get all the best of the concept humanly can to put into the show, to analyze what we are facing, to analyze what we are encountering. You willingly or unwillingly, whatever, you're in it.
Oh, yes, we are in it.
Okay, talking about our new president, lovely President Donald Trump, and our beloved president right now entering his 4th week now.
Yes.
And with the past 3 weeks, I'm under the impression that we are doing rehearsal. Okay, we're not actually running this country. We're doing something like a rehearsal for the performance tonight or something like that.
Yes.
All right, good. With Mark Liu, we started with the fact that the Trump slogan versus the meeting with Jack Ma, who pursues getting rid of the middleman, while Trump says that we need to create jobs. My opinion is that my perspective is that I point out that they are in conflict. At least one thing, if Trump chooses Jack Ma to deliver a message, his message, the message was wrongly delivered. So Mark says, well, probably is in practicality, he will help the small business owners to make more money, and when more money is made, they can hire more people.
That's the creating the jobs.
That's the long run. Yep. That's in the long run, they will a great job. Okay, anyway, regardless, we let the difference remain. Now, other things that bothers me, that every single day in the morning, by 9 o'clock Los Angeles time, you hear something of Trump. Okay, it's a Trump headline. Now, previously we were talking about our business. We're always using a term headline. Who made the headline? Who made the headline? Now, if you search on website, say Trump headline, and it pops out right away, Trump headline. And you search the otherwise, say what's new today, or what's up today, and always Trump. And Donald Trump, he makes a headline every single morning. And your comment about that?
Well, don't forget one thing. He is in show business. Remember the TV program, The Apprenticeship?
The show business,
He is also a show businessman. He always wants to catch people's eyesight. That's the show business. He is also in entertainment business. So that's what he does. And know what he's going to do in the future. He always wants people's, on the stage, he's the focus. To be the host of a TV show, Apprenticeship, and you are fired. That's the slogan he always, uses as his powerful man. You are fired. Now, he's a president, but he still considered to be like a show. So he always wants to be on the headline.
I see.
Nobody else could compete with him. He's got the highest position, but deep in his mind, he still considers.
In spite of the fact that he becomes the president of the United States, which is the strongest and biggest country, which is almost idol to every other country, he still thinks himself as a entertainer.
Yep, the show business
actor.
Still got go on.
I see.
So
Okay.
that's why his PR, the public relation, must always be sure he's on the headline.
Okay, very good.
What he said, what he does, always needs to people's attention. That's the character of a show businessman.
Okay, good. Probably with that explained, it is easier to understand why he still keeps on tweeting. Right?
Yes.
So
yeah, that's a president keep on tweeting.
Yeah, that is
funny.
only president of the United States.
Yeah.
He's the 45th. Right?
Yeah, 35th.
That makes a record breaking. That is a Twitter president.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Being a Twitter president, if you want to say, "Hey, this is my character," I have no problem with it. Okay, go ahead. And Jack Chow has my own character, and I just do it the way I want it. Problem is that you are the President of the United States.
Yes.
Okay, you are a symbol of the President of the United States. In other words, your safety. Suppose if you sneeze in the morning, all right, and we all worry because you are the President of the United States.
The influential power.
Oh yeah, all right, good. You stay in the bathroom for extra extensive longer time, people outside will get worried. They will knock on the door. Hi, Mr. President, are you okay? Because they are not talking about you as a person. They're talking you as President of the United States. Now, nowadays with the given technology, people can find out what the moment when he is tweeting exactly where he is. Right? If they want to send a bomb or something, it's not safe. Even not safe, right? So it is a safety and a security concern of this great nation of having a president who tweets everywhere he goes. And that means to say, this is where I am now, at this moment, right? And then the satellite system will pick up where exactly he is at each and every single moment. Now, your comment about that?
Well, I think he is just like a big boss. Let those kind of matters be worried by CIA or any Secret Service agent. He himself.
But head of the CIA is resigning.
He himself doesn't care much about this. He is just like a business deal. Good side, bad side. Good side is he could get all the attention from his audience, the American citizens. The bad thing.
How old is he now?
70. He's the maybe
70?
Yeah, over 70.
He's older than Hillary, right? 71, yes, 71. Hillary Clinton was 70, and he, at that moment, was 71. Okay, now, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's almost just like consider a business deal always brings some profit, and always maybe you win something, you lose something. The bad thing is about the security. He thought some technicians could handle it.
It is a security concern.
Yeah, but if he sees the benefit is huge, he can catch the attention. Every morning, 100 million American citizens are watching what he's going to say, are going to watch what his mind is thinking about. So people might agree with him, and follow him. That's something he wants. So he doesn't care about those technician problems.
We all, especially me, I am not supposed to be so conservative. Time has changed. Time has changed to an extent that President of the United States can be a tweeter. Let him tweet if he's happy, right? Provided. And in the old time, I used to say about some of Chinese emperors, I say if they want to have 5 wives or 300 concubines, whatever,
1,000.
well, let them go ahead and enjoy them, right? As long as you run the country right. Okay, now, taking that as a character, our concern is that, well, probably be sure that you run the country right, in the right way.
Well, remember a long time ago, decades ago, there was a CEO of Chrysler, Lee Iacocca. He wrote a book, Turn Defeat into Victory. He made Chrysler from almost falling apart, became a profitable auto manufacturer. Donald Trump wants to do the same thing. That's why he said, make America great again, because he considered America losing the competition power. And he wants to turn defeat into victory of this company, United States. From losing money, the trading deficit, to a winning country.
I have no problem if he can make America great again by tweeting, by joining Alibaba.
Taobao.
All right, I have no problem. Let him go ahead and do the job. All right. Okay, my dear friends, my dear audience, lovely ladies and gentlemen, we are all concerned Americans. That's why we're here. Otherwise, we should go home, enjoy our wives and kids, whatever, a beautiful breakfast or dinner. But right now, we're talking about a country at stake. We're talking about how to run the country. like I just said, maybe a quote-unquote conclusion that if you believe that running a country can be
almost like a running business.
Running business,
for whom Donald Trump to
or
say.
you can make America strong by tweeting and by joining Alibaba. Go ahead, do it. Okay, we'll take a short moment now. When we come back, we'll talk about the 11 resignations, please. All right, stay with us. Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the show. Jack Chow on East West Show with lots of pride. Talking about our country, talking about our president versus what we see for the past 3 weeks. I'm under the impression of that we are doing a rehearsal, not a real McCoy. But if you look at the calendar, if you consult our constitution, you know that we already started. Right? So it is a rehearsal or of the real show or the real show. We are in doubt. So to clear up with the clouds, I share my thoughts and he shares his thoughts. We do each other with my audiences about our concern, and hopefully that will help. Right? Okay, now moving forward, I noticed another confusion is that he's been busy nominating people, right?
He is.
Very busy picking up his heads of departments. Right? And we heard one after another, right? Resignations or stepping downs, such as National Security Advisor, and such as the Labor Department, head of the Labor Department. That goes on and on. According to the most accurate statistics of this morning, this very morning, there are altogether 11 resignations.
Wow.
Right? For,
Amazing.
For me, if he pick me up for, say, department, I'm head of communication, for example, I will be happily going into DC to help him. Right? Of course, he wouldn't do that. Right? For me to resign from such a glorious position, there must be some reason. And there was only one the case, two of the case, three of the case, but 11 of the cases. What's your reading about it, please?
Well, you see, he picked the people not from the politician group, but businessmen. Or say big boss, CEO of a Golden Shack, or CEO of this, CEO of that. Those were the person. They got used to run a business, but not facing medias, Congress, and all the background of those ones he picked are business people. They are not used to the politician background. They are not used to the circumstances. They have to be examined by all the media, by all the Congress to against them. Then they found this is not the position I want. Politicians get used to that, but businessmen thought, hey, I always want to carry out my own will as a CEO. I only need to maybe once a year or twice a year to face to the board, So nowadays, everybody criticizes them. Okay, media, TV news, newspaper, magazine, every media and all the congressperson, from senators to congressmen, he cannot fit in it. Well, Donald Trump wasn't in politicians before, so his acquaintances, all his, we called it like it just
in other words, when they are selected, they are happy. And now that they start to see, oh my God,
God, what?
I don't belong here.
I'm in such a trap.
I don't belong
and
here.
people are hunting me. I better resign.
I give you a good example. Many years ago, on the hill of top of the hills of Monterey Park, there was a restaurant called the Baby Dough, I believe.
Oh yeah, sure.
You remember that, right?
I do.
Baby Dough. And my first visit to that restaurant, I was with a friend of mine. It was late in the night, at Saturday something. And we were waiting in the line, right? The longer the line was, the more curiosity I became. Must be something good, right? And we waited until it was our turn to get in. About 30 seconds after I got in, I got out. You know what?
Why?
The music. Boom, 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 boom. My heart went bang, 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 bumping, bumping. Tries to get out.
Yes.
I thought to myself, oh my God, I don't belong here. I ran
Those
out.
were teenagers, not for us.
Could be the same thing. Could be the same thing. They are waiting outside in the line. The longer the line,
The glorious
the
moment.
more curiosity they crave, right? So once they get in, say, oh my God, no, not me. I don't belong here. So they walk out, 11 of them. That might indicate something. Do you agree or do you not agree with me?
I totally agree with you. So just like what I mentioned, all his human relation, all his access is to business people, to the CEO, but not people who get used to such a sort of a circumstance of politicians. So those big boss come over and feel so glorious. Now he's the one in the cabinet. But suddenly he found he's facing too many people. Too many people are trying to examine him, find fault with him. No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary for me. I'd rather go back to my company, my business, and make him profit. Why should I stay here?
That's why we see that many resignations.
Yes.
Right? Okay, very good. And you know what? I really want my audience to understand me. You're a lovely host, Jack. I'm really a law-abiding citizen. I go by Constitution.
Yes.
In the first place, I want to explain to you that I never voted for anybody because none of them I liked. So I just gave up, right? But once he's sworn in, I decided, well, let's support him. While supporting, I really wish there was something he did not do. He had not done. And he is keeping doing things like that. So that is my concern. To the president, who by Constitution I decided to support 100% without doubt, keeps on popping out the things. So that's why it goes to my second question. Lots of people, even last night at dinner with my friends, bunch of friends, who were 6 of us, I believe, they say that, well, don't worry, that he will bust himself sooner or later. I said, what do you mean? He said, you play blackjack? He said, I do. Okay. He keeps on hitting, right? So his only solution is that he either hit it or he busts himself. And they say, well, more chances are that he busts himself. Your comment? I find this comment very interesting.
Well, I think he got strong will. He would never let people make shame of him. I don't think he's going to bust himself. He would fight. And even with a remote chance, he would try to hang on there. He would try to do the tweet to get the support from the commonplace person or from the crowd. I don't think he's going to even have one idea about lose the war, about being busted by the Congress or by the Senate. I think he's going to hang on. He now even mentioned about the 8 years.
Yeah,
that means he wants to continue his tenure to the next presidency.
Come on, no. And I did ask them, I said, you say he will bust, but why? Why will he bust himself? And their explanation was that he keeps on doing things his own way.
Yes.
And his demeanor is unregulated. And he played cards not according to the rules, right? Lots of abnormals, abnormals after abnormals. There is one day or the other, sooner or later, he will get into some mind district area. He will get himself busted. That's why.
Hope not.
Yeah, of course, hopefully not.
I don't like Hillary Clinton at all. I think
No.
I think Donald Trump.
Even if he busts himself, Hillary Clinton will not come back. But it's the vice president job, right?
Yeah.
And even the vice president is better than him. So far, it looks that he's better than him. To me, so you don't think he will bust himself?
We are watching a show.
Okay.
The political show about Donald Trump.
The show has to end. There is an end to each show, right?
Well, but the show must go on. If even he busted himself, Pence would be the vice president would be the president. The show will still go on, and it's a hilarious moment. We are watching the show. Okay, usually it's the balance in between the legislative and the administration, but now it looks funny. Okay.
Now, if we look at his pics of his cabin, among all those choices, there are two blacks, including Dr. Ben Carson, right? There's one Asian, which is Elaine Chao.
Yeah.
And there's one Hispanic. The one Hispanic. There, according to this morning's news, there's a bunch of voices talking about representation, not evenly laid out, right? And the other side, the voices say, "Hey, if I were president, I would choose whoever the best is. I don't care what kind of faces you have, whatever, yeah. And I don't care about the percentage of whatever, with ethnic population, whatever breakup says, so on and so forth." That's one say. And the other says, as a cabin, right, for the president, you want to make sure that the president hear from all directions. That's why you do have to have somebody represent, to be fair enough. What's your take on that?
Well, I think Congress, Senate is somehow like that. They represent a certain percentage of the population. But as the president, well, I agree with that. Racists will say ethnics doesn't mean too much. As long as the right person is taking charge of this nation. So one Asian, one Hispanic, or maybe one other
black
minority is okay for me, as long as they know what they are doing. So somehow I have no opinions about that. I have I don't against it.
There are among all the selected over more than 300 are picked so far, all right? And what I mean is that by random taking, if you want to pick whatever the best, just randomly, right? You would have come across more than 4 of the other races rather than Caucasian, right?
But he was supported, or even say he is currently still supported. The majority of his supporters are Caucasian. He is also, I mentioned again and again,
Did he reciprocating?
He's a businessman. He's looking for his customers who buys his idea, who agree with his opinion, and he wants those people to be satisfied with him. So he would pick up
in other words, a reciprocation.
Yes. He won't care much about Hispanic because of the Hispanic voters mostly are for Clinton, not for him.
Okay.
And all the others the same. He has to consider about his second tenure. He still wants to be in the office. In
other words,
House.
he is still thinking himself
consideration.
In the box of being a candidate, not a president of the United States already. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good.
So.
My dear audience, with Mark Liu, that a person who we love a lot, who we support a lot, respect a lot, I have my good time of chatting with him over some concerns. Concern being that it is not a rehearsal. There's a show start already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still go
Talking
on.
about Donald Trump. And let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we specifically pick up the wall issue. Stay with us. Hello, my dear audience, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the East-West Show. I am Jack Chow. Hosting this show is an opportunity of getting our additional education. Every single show I take as a classroom that I attend, where I get my knowledge built up. Okay, if you say I'm a man with some kind of knowledge, and I get the knowledge from my audiences. To them, there goes the big credit, right? Today, example, I have Mark Liu joining me. He is the founder and CEO of RQF Foundation. RQF stands for the Righteous Quest Foundation.
Yes.
Right. So what they are pursuing for humanitarianism. Easy to understand. Okay, now talking about Donald Trump, with the subject saying that is it a rehearsal or is not a rehearsal? Okay, and we really get worried about seeing the first 3 weeks, whatever. Among all the first 3 week subjects, the wall is the biggest issue. Is the biggest issue.
It involves
and
so
it has
much.
lots of rebounds. And well, there are lots of perspective, lots of layers, different layers regarding the walls. So what's your overall comment about the quote-unquote wall, please?
Well, Donald Trump, supposedly a businessman, would not go into war, but he will bluff lots. He would show people how strong he is. It's almost like a business negotiation. I am facing my competitor. I want to beat my competitor, so I want to show him I got this, I got that. And I want you to know I can do something if you don't follow my advice. Or say if you don't agree with me, this contract must be signed. And sign the contract, I would make the, more than you do. So that's what he is thinking about the war.
He's
I
bluffing.
don't think he's going to really go into the war because
You mean the wall, right? The wall.
Yeah.
Not war.
No.
The wall, yes.
Yeah.
Wall,
WLR. He doesn't want to go into the war.
The war, yeah.
But he wants to show the competitor, his component, how strong he is. So even now, I'm still thinking he's bluffing and exaggerating.
He's bluffing,
Yeah. So in the East Sea, Senkaku Island, we call it the Diaoyu Island, or the South China Sea. I think he's doing all that kind of show to show people about his strong arm, the U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force, U.S. Marine. See how strong we are. So you have to listen to me. But he would not want to go into even a small battle because it costs too much. American soldiers' life. And look at the budget of the Defense Department, how high it is now. It's almost like the total of the top 10 nations. So they cannot afford it any longer. They already spent more than $12 trillion, according to the past few years by George Bush the Jr. and Obama. Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq. It costed too much. A war with China or another battle on this earth, I don't think he wants to go into that. But he is still trying to bluff
I believe
about
that you
how strong.
misunderstood me. I was asking questions, but still good analysis about war. I was, matter of fact, asking for the wall.
Oh,
to
the wall.
to the border wall.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay. That issue is very well explained, by the way. Okay, accidentally, and I believe that what you're saying is very good. You're saying that the war concern, national security concern, national defense concern, he's bluffing himself, showing muscles, right? Okay, could that be the case that we can extend his philosophy to the wall too? Over the bordering issues, over immigration issues, say, hey, I'm going to build a wall, okay, to just elevate the subject, and people know that, okay, if they are hanging there, hesitating whether to cross or not the border, they say, go ahead, let's give up, because they're doing a wall over there, right? So that probably worked.
On the contrary, I think he's going to really build the wall. Because he promised it. If he don't do it, he is going to lose the ballots for the next presidency. Those voters who support him wants to see it. They want to stop those illegal immigrants, or say undocumented immigrants. I think he's going to at least to start to build a certain area, and this is just like a contract in between he and his voters.
I have no problem to see a wall every time when I happen to be at the border. Last time at what is that? The border case, the Albuquerque problem,
New Mexico,
and also Tijuana. And I believe that we do need a wall somewhere somehow, right, or some kind of wall. But the thing is that we do not have the money. And for the money, I believe he's kind of he says that let Mexico do it. The Mexicans must do it. Is he kind of bullying? Is kind of bullying Mexico?
He is.
He is bullying Mexico.
Yes,
right?
I think he
when I say I'm the bigger one, I'm the bigger brother. When I say, well, you pay it, you got to pay it because I said it.
Because I got a fist.
Yeah, I got a big muscle, and it's kind of sounds like a bullying, isn't it?
It's ugly. Actually, it is bullying. Because there's no reason why Mexico should pay for the war.
The logic, yeah.
So, but he wants to show American citizen and his supporters that how strong he could do
how
it.
Determined he is.
He
right?
could do this, even make the other side paid for it. That's only an attitude. I don't believe Mexico is going to pay it. But I think he is going to start, at least in the inception, to start a certain area to build the wall. Because he got to show people that I promised you, it's a contract, it's an agreement. And a businessman do honor his words.
It's only a token thing, I would say.
Yeah.
Or a cyber wall, they say. Because there are hills, rivers, deserts, all kinds of things. How do you do it? Look at the Great Wall of China, right? They are on the edge,
On the edge of those mountains.
So the ridge, on the ridge of mountains, of hills. Do you know how many died? Right?
Those were the days.
Do you know how the national muscles of a Qing dynasty after the wall collapsed in how many years? Right? So it costs nation arms and legs to do so, unless this is absolutely necessary. Okay. Now, for that wall, my understanding is that suppose the wall is built up today, you could only stop 50% of the problem because you stop it further coming, right? The influx you stop. How about inside? We have 11 million of them, or 12 million, they say.
Could be more.
And that's the other 50%, well, still unresolved. Right? So, you have any thought? You can let him borrow?
Actually, I always said it's like he's doing a sort of business advertising. That I'm going to stop the illegal immigrants by building the wall, but I think he's going to do certain parts of it. And I think what I found is he's just like if I'm a CEO of a company. I want to have, promotion or say advertising of my company to show my customers that what I would do and what I promised that I'm going to present. This is somehow like he's doing almost like an advertising of himself. I have opinion. I want to build or to separate the border. I won't allow those illegal immigrants coming so easily. He's advertising it. If he's going to do that, but not totally.
I do agree, right? To build a wall is more a symbol of his determination, which is okay, which I quite support, right? Than a practical way or a solution, or call it resolution. Now, because I believe he himself and his people do understand that walls are on the surface, above the surface. Underneath, there are tunnels already.
Especially
and I heard from the news that there are tunnels so big that you can drive a truck inside. Right? So
those were for those smugglers and the drug dealers. They keep, doing the traffic with those trucks coming into
literally,
the
you can't stop it.
No.
Right? You
It
can't stop
won't stop those people. It can only stop those coming.
All right, we got to hurry up. On the other hand, we have 11 million or 12 million or even more who are quote unquote undocumented. What do you what do you think Trump will do? Oh, by the way, today is the No Immigrant Day. There at this moment, as we speak, downtown, they're doing a protest saying that they all walk out, a strike. If you're an immigrant, if you do not have, I didn't check if they emphasize the fact that you have document or not. They say if you are immigrant, they walk out. I say, I don't work today. There's a strike. Just to show the city how big the contribution that immigrants are putting into the city, something like that. Anyway, so what could be the resolution? What do you think? What do you recommend that Trump will do to the problem with the 11
million? I
million?
think a long time ago, George Bush ever got a policy. That policy is to give visa to those agricultural temporary workers, because we do need those agricultural temporary workers at the harvest season. If we don't have those people, coming in to work at the farm, pick up the fruit or the strawberry, our food price would be amazingly double and double. I think the only solution is, I don't know why George Bush's policy doesn't work, or it's not approved by the Congress, because we do need those people, the temporary agricultural labor, who come to help at a certain season with legal status, like temporary workers for a few months or just 1 year. George Bush ever agreed about 3 years of the visa and then extension another 3 years, then go back to Mexico.
You mean George Bush is senior or junior?
Junior.
Junior, okay, junior.
So when I saw that, I think that's a practical way. We do need those people. You don't have to agree with, green card, permanent resident. Otherwise, they are not going to work at all. They want the social welfare.
For kids under the DACA program, who are here when they were very little and brought by their parents under their own wish, and they're here almost Americans, right? They're totally, their country, their only country. There's nowhere to go.
300,000, I think.
Yeah, there's lots of them. And last time I had this interview with Mike Yin, the second president of LA City, the LA City College District. And he said that's a huge, huge concern among the kids. And chances are they could not continue their education. Right? So lots of big stuff are going on.
That's a big issue. For me to say, we do have a sort of like, well, I shouldn't say sympathy, but we do agree those were the persons, their lives, if you send them back or deport or remove them, their life will be totally a disaster.
Yeah, they're going to face hardship.
If you are going to allow them to stay, it's almost not fair to others. So find another way. Yeah, it's very complicated. I rather say let those people who are willing to work, not to trying to, get social welfare, but willing to work on the farm, on the in the ranch, as temporary agricultural workers.
Organize them to do things.
Give them the visa, let them stay here legally to help Americans' agriculture, especially during the harvest season. I think this guy, Donald Trump, should consider that.
Okay, anyway, we're over time, my dear friends. And with Mark, my friend, founder and CEO of RQF, I'm having a good time. I believe you too. And we thank you for watching. And to Mark, thank you very much for coming to the show.
And thanks for everyone.